Namaskar friends, welcome to my channel Vats. I am Mukesh Vats. Jupiter is in a state of combustion and in a few days of time, Jupiter is going to enter the Gandanta zone. And when Jupiter will be right in the middle of the Gandanta zone, there is going to be a solar eclipse. And this solar eclipse will happen not very far from Jupiter. So friends, in a way, if we see, Jupiter is in a very precarious situation for the next few days. In this video, we are going to talk about the implications of this transit on our individual lives and on the world at large. I will give you a few predictions also. I will try to explain what this means to us, and as always, I will also give you a few very simple do's and don'ts which we can do at this time to stay safe. So it's a very important video. Please watch it till the last. And I'll make a request at the start of the video. If you do like my videos but haven't subscribed to my channel yet, then please do so and press the bell icon next to it so that you get the notifications of my videos on time. Now friends, Jupiter gets combust every year. It is not a new phenomenon. Even this year, for around 25 days, Jupiter will be combust. And as we speak, Jupiter is combust at this time. If you would remember, just 2 months back, I had made a video on the combustion of Saturn, in which in very simple language, I had explained what combustion means. And in that, we understood that a combust planet is not able to express itself very well because at the time of the combustion, it is the farthest from the Earth. Its rays are all sucked up by the sun, and since the rays of that planet do not reach the Earth, all the significations of that planet gets hit. It gets affected, it becomes a bit slow. But now this time from 18th April till 27th April, there will be a situation wherein Jupiter will be entering the most important Gandanta zone of our zodiac belt. Now some people might think, what is a Gandanta? Friends, to put it very simply, Gandanta is the junction point between a watery Rashi and a fiery Rashi. A watery sign and a fiery sign. There are 3 watery signs and 3 fiery signs. So there are 3 Gandanta zones in our zodiac belt. And I said this Gandanta to be the most important because this is the point where a cycle is completed and a new cycle begins. So for a planet like Jupiter, this is going to be after 12 years of time. And it is very unfortunate that it is happening at a time when Jupiter is combust and there is an eclipse that is happening right just next to Jupiter. So this is a very chaotic and a very confusing energy. Jupiter is going to start a new cycle, but not in a very good state. So what happens when a planet gets combust? It gets very near to the sun. And sun is what? Sun is the ego. Sun is the king. And Jupiter is the universal advisor. Jupiter is knowledge. Jupiter is education. Jupiter is dharma. So when knowledge, when dharma, when your education gets combust by ego, then what happens? It makes us bloat. We start thinking very important of ourselves. We get very adamant. We get very stubborn. And we try to do things in overconfidence. Our decision making gets flawed. And why does it get flawed? Because decisions are backed by wisdom. So when the wisdom itself is not working, when the wisdom itself is combust, then the likelihood of us taking wrong decisions increases manifold. So that is one thing. The other significations of Jupiter will also be hit. Your children might face problems at this time. Your wealth generation capability, or in other words, your career might become a bit slow. You might feel a bit stuck. You might feel a bit frustrated. And remember, the Karaka for energy, the Karaka for action, Mars is also not in a very good state. You would remember the video that I made around 10 days back, in which I said the next 27 days are going to be very difficult. And why was that? Because all the three nakshatras of Rahu were being occupied by cruel planets like Mars, Ketu and Saturn. And Rahu itself was in the Rashi of Mars, or in fact it is in the Rashi of Mars and in the nakshatra of Ketu. So the Mars is not in a very good state. The Sun is getting eclipsed. The Jupiter is combust as well as it is in the Gandanta zone. So this is a time wherein we need to be very, very careful of the decisions that we make. I'll show you in this chart why Mars also becomes important. You will see that Mars is squaring Jupiter. Mars is in the 4th from Jupiter and Jupiter is in the 10th from Mars. In the next chart I'll show you. This is the chart of the time of the eclipse. If you see, Jupiter is in a Papkartri. On the one side, it is flanked by Sun and Rahu, which are two Krur planets. And on the other side, Saturn is there. So Jupiter is in all sorts of troubles. All the significations of Jupiter will be hit at this time. There will be confusion, there will be chaos, there will be indecisiveness. And there will be chances of us taking wrong decisions. So I say, do not take capricious, ill-informed, hasty and precipitous decision at this time. Do not be impulsive at all. And if at all you must take a decision, then please consult experts in that field. Do talk to people around you. That is one thing. Do not become bossy with your children. Try to understand them. Do not try to dictate things. Do not get into arguments with people. See, this will be a time which will be very charged up because Mars is not in a very good state at all. You will become argumentative. You might become garrulous. As I said, adamant, obstinate. Your decision making will be flawed. So be very careful. Try to follow your routine. Why do I say this? Because this confusion will try to throw you off track. It will take quite some effort to maintain your daily routine, so be very conscious about that. And the best thing that will help you at this time stay calm and composed is practice meditation on a daily basis. Try to let go things. Do not be very emotional. See, this situation is not only for you and me. This situation is for the whole world. For all the people who stay around you, the situation is the same. So you might have people who will try to, get into a scuffle or a quarrel or in a dirty argument with you. And since your ego will be taking over your knowledge, your wisdom, you might get hurt and you might be very interested in picking up that fight as well. But my suggestion would be, even if it means being a bit low, staying a bit low for you, please do so. Maintain a low profile. Try to forgive people. Do not take it upon your ego. When Sun and Jupiter will be together, and Jupiter especially will be crossing the Gandanta zone. See, Gandanta is what? Gandanta, whenever an important planet is in a Gandanta zone And this Gandanta zone, as I said, will be activated twice. Once the Sun will cross it and then the Jupiter will cross it. Whenever important planets crosses a Gandanta zone, it gives us a sense of drowning. It gives us a sense of suffocation and asphyxiation, both physically as well as emotionally. So there might be, instances wherein you will feel very low. Some people who have the history of getting into depressions, they need to be very careful of this time. And that is why I said meditation will help you a lot. Taking the advice of good people will help you a lot. Since this is the beginning of a new cycle, this will be beneficial as well for a lot of people. What happens when you begin a new cycle? You leave all the unwanted things that you do not need now anymore. You would leave the extra baggages, become light and move ahead. So that is the positive thing that we should take out from this. And that is how you can make this transit beneficial for you. See, all the transits have two sides to it. It is upon you, it is upon your free will, how you want to make a transit be for you. And this transit will especially affect people who are, Sagittarius or Pisces, ascendant or moon sign, because Jupiter is getting affected. It will also affect people who have important planets placed in this Gandanta zone, from 29 degrees Pisces to 1 or 2 degrees of Aries. If you have important planets in that zone, and if you have the Mahadasha of those planets running, then this transit becomes very important for you. I said it gives a sense of drowning whenever a planet is in the Gandanta zone. So physically there might be a lot of floods at places. There will be hurricanes and thunderstorms. Remember, Mars is an Ardra. Ardra is the nakshatra of thunderstorm. There will be a lot of water accidents. There will be a lot of fire accidents. Fire in the jungles, fires at other places. Because remember, three very important planets are in air signs: Saturn, Ketu and Mars. And there will be an eclipse in a fiery sign. So a lot of fire accidents might happen. Water incidents, war over the water, earthquakes beneath the water so that tsunamis arise, flooding incidents. And we all know in this war situation, the Baltic Sea area, the South China Sea area, these are all, activated areas. And as it is, the solar eclipse will be in Southeast Asia and towards Australia. And the lunar eclipse will be in the Americas. So people at important decision making places need to be very, very careful. And by the way, this is going to be a very important phase for the United States of America, because Jupiter is a very important planet in their horoscope. In the Mars video, I had said that very important people should be very careful, because there will be scams. There will be, the spotlight on these so-called important people. And just after making that video, in just a few days of time, see what happened to Donald Trump. There will be a lot of political wranglings. There will be a lot of, judicial and legal wranglings as well. So this is all what is going to happen. As I said, try to meditate, maintain a low profile, learn how to let go of things, worship Lord Shiva. If Jupiter is an important planet for you, worship Lord Vishnu. Since three Krur planets are in the three Rahu nakshatras, worship Devi. And if you keep doing all this, you will be fine. This is not a very long period, but yes, one thing is bad. It would have been better if Jupiter right at the time of transition into Aries would have been in a better state. But if you see the chart of that time wherein Jupiter is making the transition into Aries, the situation of Jupiter does not look very good. And then that dreaded Rahu Chandal Yoga is also going to form, on which we'll talk about in a different video. But anyway, this is not a very long transit. Keep following what I said and we'll all be fine. I hope you liked today's video. If you did, then please do share it with a lot of people. And keep your love and blessings coming as they have always been. And I guess that is all for today. We'll meet again in the next video with some another topic. Till then, thank you all so much. Har Har Mahadev, Bharat Mata ki Jai.